I've circulated two more questions on internal reconstruction. So first among them is the one which is displayed on the screen. I hope the screen is visible and we can start with the question. This will be your question number 8 on internal reconstruction. All of you have this question with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So balance sheet is given. We'll directly go to the adjustments. It says preference dividend is in arrears for 2 years, so that's your contingent liability. And then the scheme of internal reconstruction is given. We will do accounting entries first, and then we will think of capital reduction account and other things. So let's start with the accounting entries. Okay, so the first adjustment says final call of rupees 2.5 per equity share was made and full amount of money was received. Call money was received. If you see balance sheet, you have 40,000 equity shares whose face value is 10 rupee per share, but the amount called up is only 7.5 per share. That means these are partly called up and paid up shares. It's not fully paid up share. Now what the company has done is to make the final call of 2.5 per share in respect of these 40,000 shares and then receive that amount. And thereafter, after you make the shares fully paid, there is a process of capital reduction where these shares are apparently reduced to 5 rupees per share. So let us pass the entries accordingly. First, the company has made a call of 2.5 per equity share for 40,000 shares. So the entry will be equity share. Equity share final call money account debit to equity share capital. This is face value 10 and this is 40,000 shares multiplied by 5 per share. So the amount is 1 lakh rupees. We'll write the narration because this is entry we have not considered so far. Being call money due in respect of 40,000 equity shares at the rate of 2.5 per share. That is the narration for this entry. For those entries which are already done, will not write the narrations. We can skip the narrations. For the newer ones, we'll do the narrations also. Okay. Then this amount is also received by the company. So when you receive the amount, you have to pass the entry for actual receipt of money. So next entry will be bank account debit. Equity share final call money amount. In call money received in full. So the entire amount of 1 lakh rupees was received by the company. Have you noted these two entries?
Yes, sir.
Two entries? Okay. Now we go to the next transaction. it says that the equity shares were reduced to rupees 5 per share fully paid up. So now we are actually on capital reduction. We had partly paid up shares, partly called up and partly paid up shares. These were first converted into fully paid up shares by making the final call. And after the final call money was received, once the shares are fully paid up, now these are reduced to rupees 5 per share as fully paid up. So now our usual entries for capital reduction related scheme will start. So next entry, equity value 10 debit to equity share capital is value 5 account. Reduction account. So equity share capital 10 rupee account, that is a paid up capital. How much is the paid up capital now? How much should we debit here?
4 lakhs, sir.
4 lakhs, that's correct. Now the updated balance of 4 lakhs will be debited because originally we had 3 lakhs rupees, but after making the final call, that final capital has become 4 lakhs. 40,000 shares of 10 each. These are fully paid up shares. So paid up capital became 4 lakhs. So our capital to be debited, old capital to be debited is 4 lakhs. New capital, face value of the shares is 5 and we have still 40,000 shares. There is no change in number of shares. So this will be lakhs. And capital reduction account. Okay. We'll skip the narration for this entry. We have been doing these narrations for quite some time now. So face value and paid up value both are reduced. The entry being equity share capital face value 10 account debit 4 lakhs to equity share capital face value 5 account 2 lakhs to capital reduction account 2 lakhs rupees. Then the next adjustment says sales tax dues of 9,000 were paid. We don't have any liability for sales tax dues, at least as per the balance sheet or anywhere else. But the company has paid sales tax dues. There must have been some outstanding amount which is not reflected in the books of accounts. So eventually when these dues were paid, we'll have to pass the entry debiting capital reduction account for this loss and crediting bank account. Because there is no liability against this, so it will be a loss to be debited to capital reduction account. So next entry will be debit 9,000 bank account. Payment of sales tax dues. So whatever sales tax dues we had, those are paid off. Then next is about freehold property, which is revalued at 2,20,000. You have freehold property in the balance sheet, which is valued at 1,60,000. And now there is an upward change in the valuation at 2,20,000. So there is a gain of 60,000 rupees in the process that will be credited to capital reduction account. So next entry will be freehold property account debit. Capital reduction account 60,000. Property account debit to capital reduction account 60,000 rupees. There is an increase in the value of this property. Then next one, goodwill is written off. Goodwill is 20,000, that is written off. So next entry will be capital reduction account debit. Goodwill account. Book value is 20,000. That capital reduction account debit to goodwill account 20,000 rupees. Has everyone completed entries up to this stage?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah. Now, next is sundry creditors agreed to waive 25% of dues on the condition that 25% of the balance to be paid immediately. Okay. So, how do we pass the entries for this? I will just add one word here. This is not typed out. I'll add one word here. 25% of the remaining balance. Slightly changing the adjustment. It's reading like this now. Sundry creditors agreed to waive 25% of the dues on condition that 25% of the remaining balance to be paid immediately. How will you pass the entries for this? I'll give you a minute to think about, and you are going to tell me how do we pass the entry for this. So far all the entries were simple. Now there is a little twisted kind of wordings for creditors. Yes? Anybody? How will you pass the entry for this? See, we are taking a part payment of creditors, and they have also agreed to waive a part of balance payable to them. So the entry will be sundry creditors debit. Reduction account to bank account. This is the entry. Now we have to find out what the amounts will be. It says they have agreed to waive 25% of the dues. Now what are the dues of creditors? 48,000. So 25% or 1/4 of that will be 12,000 rupees. In the first place, they have agreed to waive 12,000 rupees by way of a discount, which is 25% of the aggregate amount, which is 48,000. Then it says on the condition that 25% of the remaining balance to be paid immediately. Now, what is the remaining balance? The remaining balance is 48,000 minus 12,000, that is 36,000. So 25% of this 36,000 or the remaining balance you have to settle by way of a payment immediately. So actual payment will be 9,000 rupees. So total amount to be debited here is 21,000. Okay. If you want the calculation, I'll write here in bracket 25 is of minus 12,000. You have a percent of 48,000 minus 12,000, that is 36,000. Have you understood these accounting entries and corresponding calculations? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So part payment is made and part discount or part waiver is available. The next entry says investments were taken over by the bank in full settlement of bank overdraft. Now, if you see the balance sheet, there is a bank overdraft. Bank overdraft is 16,800, 16. And on the asset side, you have investments whose book value is 24,000. Now, the banker has agreed to take over these investments in full and final settlement of the bank overdraft. Now, the value of investment is 24, but you owe only 16,800 to the banker. But the banker is going to take over the investments in full and final settlements. That means, sorry, the actual value of investment is considered only as 16,800. That further indicates that there is some loss in this transaction. And how much will be the loss? The loss will be 24,000 minus 16,800, because to that extent the value of investment is considered on a account. So let's make sense for this. Let's show you calculation. It and overdraft on debit our investment account is 24,000. Okay, to be credited in full. Bank OD settled is 16,800. This is the outstanding balance as per the balance sheet, as per the books of accounts, 16,800. So the banker has taken over the investments worth 24,000 in full settlement of bank account, bank outstanding balance of overdraft, which is 16,800. So the difference between these two is actually a loss to the company in this settlement, and that
7,200.
loss will be charged to capital reduction account. So 7,200 debited to capital.
कुट्या
Please switch off the mics. So capital reduction account debit 7,200, bank overdraft account debit 16,800, to investment account 24,000 rupees. Is everyone clear about this accounting entry and accounting treatment, including the loss?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's try it. investments taken over by bank in full settlement of bank overdraft. Everybody has completed this entry?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now next entry you have to tell me, preference dividend dues are waived. There is a preference dividend in arrears for 2 years. How do you pass the entry for this? Yes, how should we record waiver of preference dividend, which is in arrears perhaps for 2 years?
Preference dividend account debit to capital reduction account.
ओके आपका प्रेफरेंस डिविडेंड कहाँ पे है बैलेंस शीट में बताइए आप?
सर एंट्री नहीं आएगी, नो एंट्री।
नो एंट्री?
नो एंट्री सर।
Yes, not there.
There will not, yeah, it will not be any, there will not be any entry passed for this because it was merely a contingent liability disclosed by way of a note in the balance sheet. And if the contingent liability are waived, then we will not have any entry in your books of accounts. If it is the actual liability already recorded in the books, appearing in your liability in your balance sheet also, then the waiver will affect your accounts and you have to pass the entry for waiver of such amount. But if it is not so, then there will not be any corresponding entry into the books of accounts. We are not going to pass any entry for this. Then the next adjustment says preference shareholders also accepted 12 fully paid equity shares of ₹5 each, fully paid up for each fully paid preference share. So now you are making a settlement with the preference shareholders also. What you have done, you are going to give them 12 shares for every 1 share. Your present capital is preference capital, face value is 100 and the paid up amount is 2 lakhs. So you are supposed to pay them 2 lakhs. In settlement of these 2 lakh rupees, you are going to give them 12 equity shares for every 1 preference share. So as of now, how many preference shares we have? We have 2000 preference shares. So for 2000 preference shares, you will give 12 equity shares against 1 preference share. So that means we are going to issue 24,000 preference shares, 24,000 equity shares of ₹5 each. So that total value, if you look at, comes to 1,20,000. And then the difference of 80,000 will be the gain for the company. I will note these entries and then we will rediscuss this about the calculation part. Let me write down the entries first. If you are not followed, once I write down the entry, I think it will be better to understand. So 9% related preference share capital debit. The balance is 2 lakhs. Preference share holders account. The first entry, 2 lakhs, which is transferred. And now you will give them equity shares. So preference shareholders account debit lines. 2 equity value 5. How many shares you will issue? Okay, I'll write down in bracket and corresponding value. We have 2000 preference shares. For every preference share, you will issue 12 equity shares. And the value is 5 per share. So this is the amount that will be credited to capital account. So 2000 multiplied by 12 multiplied by 5. So 1,20,000 will be the actual amount of share capital which will be allotted to these preference shareholders, which will be given to preference shareholders in full settlement. That means we are still left with 80,000 that will go to capital reduction account. To capital reduction account, 80,000 rupees. This is how we need to pass the entries into the books of accounts. Am I clear to you on this?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Okay. Any difficulty about the calculation part? How that 1,20,000 is calculated? Everybody has understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me write the narrations for both the entries. Having understood the entry. Being allotment of 24,000 equity shares of rupees 5 each fully paid up in full satisfaction of claims of preference shareholders. All of you completed this entry. Can we go to the next aspect? Next step.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now the next step will be to work on the capital reduction account as usual, because we need to know what is the final status. Let's work on the capital reduction account. Your first entry was final call, that did not affect capital reduction account. First and second entry was final call. Then in third entry, we have reduced the capital and we have credited 2 lakh rupees to capital reduction account. So as the first entry here, by equity share capital face value 10 account 2 lakh rupees. Then after that, we have payment of sales tax dues. So we have paid 9,000 rupees towards sales tax. So that amount is debited here. So to bank account 9,000. This was for sales tax. If you want to write in bracket sales tax. Then freehold property is revalued and we have credit of 60,000 coming in from revaluation. So buy freehold property. By freehold property, 60,000 rupees. Then we have written off goodwill, 20,000 rupees. So to goodwill account, then there is a settlement with creditors, and creditors have given us some discount of 12,000 rupees. So we are going to credit this 12,000 here. So by sundry creditors, discount is 12,000. Sundry creditors account discount is 12,000. Then we settled bank OD, and in the process we handed over the entire lot of investment, which has actually resulted in a loss of 7,200. So that capital reduction account. So to investment account, 7,200. Investment account 7,200. This is the loss arising from settlement of bank overdraft, where investments were handed over. Then we have a settlement of preference shareholders, wherein we credited 80,000 rupees on their settlement. So by preference shareholders, by preference shareholders account 80,000 rupees. I think that was the last entry. Has everyone completed capital reduction account?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Any entries are left out? Just check whether we have done all the entries. Reconfirm once. Everything is done. Do we have any assets to write off? Do we have P&L account? Yes, we have P&L account, so we have to write it off. They have not given any instruction for writing off P&L account. Is it given? It says only goodwill is to be written off, right? But we are on the scheme of internal reconstruction, and we have a debit balance in P&L account which does not represent any value. So that means before we transfer the amount to capital reserve, because we have sufficient balance in capital reduction account, so we have to write off P&L account, and then only we will create the capital reserve for the remaining balance. Though it is not specifically given, we need to write it off. So next entry will be capital reduction account debit. Profit and loss account. The debit balance is 142,800. It is a loss which is carried forward from earlier years, and it has to be written off because there is no value to this asset. So then your balancing figure will change, and your balancing figure will be 1,73,000, which will be capital reserve. Balancing figure taken to capital reserve account. So we need to pass one more entry towards the end, that will be capital reduction account debit 1,73,000. To close the capital reduction account is transfer to capital reserve 173,000. Any difficulty in the last entry or any of the?
Sir, 1,77,000 आ रहा है sir.
No, sir.
Yes.
Sir, 1,77,000 आ रहा है capital reserve.
In more explanation, capital reserve क्या हुआ?
Sir, ज़्यादा amount आ रहा है मुझे sir. 1,77,000 आ रहा है.
कैसे आ रहा है? ये सब अमाउंट बराबर है कि देखेंगे. Equity share capital 2 lakhs we have transferred, correct?
Sir, credit side बराबर आ रहा है 3,52,000.
हाँ, तो डेबिट साइड में क्या क्या राइट ऑफ है देखते हैं ना. डेबिट साइड पे राइट ऑफ चेक करेंगे.
Sir, 5,000 सेल्स टैक्स का, गुडविल का 20,000, इन्वेस्टमेंट का 7,200 एंड प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस का 1,42,800.
हाँ, 9,000 सेल्स टैक्स, गुडविल 20,000, इन्वेस्टमेंट 7,200 एंड P&L अकाउंट 142,800 बराबर है, इतना ही है. सो
गलती से 5,000 लिखा था सर सेल्स टैक्स में सर.
ओके. So 173 is correct. 173 is correct. No issues. Okay. Now the
Yes.
next step will be to do the balance sheet. Okay. What we'll do is, given the time constraint of last 10 minutes for this lecture to end, I will quickly prepare the balance sheet in T format here, horizontal format. Will you be able to convert that into vertical format afterwards in a proper format of schedule 3? Shall we do it that way? So that our balance sheet is ready. Hello. Can we do it in this fashion now, just for the sake of understanding the balance sheet kaisa hoga? Okay. I'll quickly prepare the balance sheet so that you have the complete idea of what the balance sheet will be like. Freehold property, first item. Freehold property. I'll do one thing. I'll copy all these assets. That is better. और फिर जो नहीं है वो निकाल देंगे हम. Freehold property has become 220. Okay, and there is no change in the value. Land has remained unchanged. Goodwill has gone. Investments have gone. Okay, bank balance we have to find out. Stock, there is no change. There is no change. And P&L account has gone. Okay, this is the position of asset side. Now we will find out the bank account. Which are the entries which have affected a bank account? Firstly, you have received some amount on final call, that was 1 lakh rupees. So ये incoming flow है. आपका original bank account balance है 6,000. You received 1 lakh rupees here. Okay. Then we paid sales tax of 9,000. And thereafter there was one more payment of creditors of 9,000. So these are the payments. Okay. Apart from this, there is no other payment as such which is affecting your bank account. Okay. So we can find out what is the final balance in bank account. Original balance was
82,000.
original balance was 6,000, right? Plus 1 lakh rupees. This was equity capital final cost. Then we paid 9,000 of sales tax and we paid 9,000 for creditors. Creditors 9,000 ही है ना payment?
Yes, sir.
So now देखो कितना आता है. 1,06,000 minus 18,000. 88,000.
88,000.
88,000 is a balance in bank account. आपका एसेट साइड. अभी लायबिलिटी साइड पे क्या हो गया देखते हैं. आपका प्रेफरेंस कैपिटल था पूरा निकल गया. इक्विटी कैपिटल है लेकिन इक्विटी कैपिटल काफी सारे चेंजेस है. ओके, सो क्या चेंज हुआ है? लेट अस सी. ओरिजिनली वी हैड 40,000 शेयर्स. These 40,000 shares will remain same in number except the fact that it will become 5 rupee per share. Then have we allotted any additional shares? Yes, we have allotted additional shares. This is the additional allotment of shares. We have allotted 24,000 shares. So that means these 24,000 shares plus original 40,000 shares, you will have 64,000 equity shares. Okay, so 64,000 will be paid up. So 64,000 into 20,000 will be the capital balance. Now you can cross check this 3,20,000 whether this is correct or not correct. How do we do that? We have 2 lakhs rupees capital here. If you see these entries, 5 rupees capital face value, we have credited 2 lakhs rupees. This is one entry. In another entry, we have credited 1,20,000 rupees to this capital account, that is this entry. So 2 lakhs plus 120, you can cross check, it will become 3,20,000. Okay, so your paid up capital will be 64,000 equity shares of 5 each, fully paid up, aggregating to 320,000 rupees. Okay, then next liability is unsecured loans. Have we done anything with unsecured loans? No, these are untouched. Okay, there is no change. We have not paid anything, we have not waived anything. So unsecured loans 80,000 will remain as it is. Okay, then what else is there in the balance sheet? You have bank OD which has gone, and creditors, the balance will change. Okay, so we have to find out the revised balance of creditors. What was the original balance of creditors? It was 48,000. Okay, minus हमने creditor को कुछ part payment किया है, and they have also waived something. Some amount is waived by creditors. So in all 21,000 is a reduction in creditors in this process. So minus 21,000. The revised balance of creditors. So 48,000 minus 21,000 becomes 27,000 rupees. Okay, and now one last item is your reserves, 1,73,000, which is your capital reserve. Last entry was for capital reserve, that will come to the balance sheet, 1,70,000, and your balance sheet will tally. Okay, so the balance sheet will tally at 6 lakhs rupees if you do the vertical, if you do the horizontal balance sheet for the time being, just to see how the balance sheet will work out like. Okay, so this will be the balance sheet after capital reduction. These are the liabilities and assets with the revised numbers after the reduction is completed. Capital reduction scheme is completed. Any difficulty in this balance sheet? Can you convert this into a proper vertical format now? Yes, will you be able to do this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that part conversion into proper schedule 3 you can try at your end. Any other difficulty in this sum?
Sir,
No, sir.
No, sir.
sir,
No. Yes?
sir, I have a doubt. Like we passed the entry for P&L account write-off. So how will we know that we have to pass the entry even if it's not mentioned?
See, generally, the capital reduction scheme presupposes that all your carried forward losses, fictitious assets are supposed to be returned. Okay. Intangibles, it depends on the information. You cannot do it for intangibles because intangibles, we do not know what will be the value on realization. So if it doesn't say anything about goodwill, then we may just keep the goodwill as it is because we don't know whether it is actually a valuable goodwill or not. So then we'll not fiddle around with goodwill. But P&L account debit balance, you know for sure that it is not going to realize. It's a dead loss. So that we have to write off because otherwise capital reduction scheme does not make any sense. And especially when you have balance in capital reserve, it doesn't make any sense to keep a debit balance in P&L account on the asset side and have a capital reserve which is arising from capital reduction scheme on the liability side. Okay. So items like P&L account, debit balance, share issue expenses, these fictitious assets you should write off as far as the capital reduction scheme is concerned, even though there is no specific mention, but just ensure that you have sufficient balance of capital reserve or gain to write it off. Then only you can write it off. Otherwise, you will not be able to write it off. Here we had sufficient gain available to absorb that loss, so we could write off. So before doing that write off, you should check whether you have credit balance available in capital reduction account to write off these sums. But you can do this only for fictitious assets and not for intangible assets. Intangible, only go by the information available. Beyond that, don't do anything. But fictitious assets, yes, you can do beyond what is evaluation because you know for sure that these fictitious assets will not have any value on realization. These are actually losses or expenses of the past which are simply being carried forward because of some accounting practices. Otherwise, it doesn't carry any value on realization. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So I think with that we will stop for the day. Let me conclude the lecture. Let me conclude the recording and then I'll download the attendance. Just hang on for a moment.